Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. How's everyone doing? Oh, got a window cracked open because it's kind of hot in here. So today we have the Xbox Partner Preview event. And if you're wondering why I'm titling it Modern Warfare 4 Reveal question mark, there's a possibility they might say something Modern Warfare 4 related in this. Probably not, though, I'll be honest. I'm not expecting it. But here's the thing. They did announce something Call of Duty related at a partner preview event. I think it was for Black Ops 6. It wasn't something huge, though. They just announced like something about Game Pass, I think. But they might say something Call of Duty related here. Who knows? So I thought we might as well stream it. Even if they don't announce anything COD related, at least we got to check out all the new games coming out. That'll be fun. So either way, I wanted to stream this. But the possibility of there being something COD related is definitely giving me a reason to stream it more than anything. All right. How's everyone doing? What's up, Cam? What's up, Flapski? What's up, Tim? I've been playing a lot of Black Ops 4 MP. It's the closest we'll ever get to a BO2 successor. It does have its similarities. I'll give you that. It's easily, I think, top 2 multiplayers for me. I think BO3 then BO4 is my top 2. BO7 is making a name for itself, though. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being in my top 3 by the end of its life cycle. All right, let's get the freaking comments out of here. What is that doing there? Okay. Let me know if the audio is all good, if you guys can hear me good, and you can hear the stream good as well. Is this Modern Warfare 4? No, I'm kidding. I do wonder what this is, though. Kind of looks like Resident Evil, but it's obviously not. This is not Capcom.
You never know what it will be. The thing that changes you forever. The danger no one else sees.
I don't know what this is. The voices know the way.
In the shadows, waiting for its prey.
There's a couple of games I think they've already said are going to be announced in this, or like showing off in this, but I didn't see any of them, so I don't know what any of these games are.
There's nothing here.
Huh? I don't know what the hell is going on. Vampires?
We have learned. We've prepared. And we won't let it happen.
Is this
again.
Blade? Is this gonna be Blade? No. No way, right? I'm just saying there's a vampire. Didn't they announce the Blade game like years ago and it just never... They didn't show anything else? This is not Blade. Something related to vampires, though. What's that one vampire game? What is it, like Bloodsport or something? I don't know. Something like that.
A reckoning is coming.
Hunter the Reckoning. Okay. New game. Can't wait for you to play RE3. I will definitely be doing that soon. Oh, damn. This game looks gorgeous. Oh, shit. Summer 2027. Wow. I mean, it looks good.
Learn more about this world premiere and the dangerous
Anyone know how long this is? Probably an hour. These usually are about an hour. So I'm gonna guess an hour, but we don't know for sure.
No matter what we say,
can't wait for Modern Warfare. Dude, I feel like I know I'm not gonna end up loving MW4. Actually, I guess I don't know that, but I have a feeling I won't. But I am like a little curious if I end up, you know, what if it ends up being a surprise where it's like somehow my kind of game, which I don't see that happening. They're gonna be going in the opposite direction of BO7. There's no way that'll be my kind of game. But I'm sure I'll still enjoy it at least a little bit. I think the campaign will be really good though. That I'm really excited for. I wish they had zombies so I could be excited for that as well, but it's just not happening.
Tried our best till the end and have no regrets. No rush. Go see it for yourself.
If a game is coming out after GTA 6, does it really matter? Yeah, that's true. We'll just be playing that for the next 3 years. Actually, maybe the next 10 years. I feel like GTA 6 is gonna be like, just, I don't even know, on another level, man. Speaking of GTA 6, when are they gonna start marketing that again? Like, probably May or June, right? Guarantee you next GTA trailer is gonna be June. The hell is this? Infinite Warfare 2?
Like another life. Everything made sense to you.
Oh, you're back already? Wait, so you flew in on that?
Now every voice
I don't know what this is.
a tight beam.
Protegen will easily turn this into a massacre if they want.
We need him alive!
It does kind of look like Infinite Warfare, though.
Like a torpedo.
Do not interfere.
The universe never tells us if we did right or wrong.
Oh, shit. Do you think they'll ever do a third-person Call of Duty game? I know there was like one that was in development and then it got canceled, but I've always wondered that. Like, will they ever do that? I don't think they should. I mean, I guess you could go in third person in the new games, like it's an option. But I mean, like a full game designed around third person. I don't think I'd want that, to be honest. I feel like that's just not COD, you know, like
Fear festering into hatred.
that's just not what COD is meant to be.
Surely a little gun doesn't scare you.
A Trojan horse. Protegen let its own enemies in.
An enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Yeah, GTA 6 being a summer drop would be so nice. I agree. The original release date of May was like so exciting. That's like the perfect time to release. But you know, I guess November is colder out. People will be indoors more and it's near Christmas. So I guess that works as well. GTA 6 is gonna suck. It's made by a bunch of, oh, all right. I'm not even reading the rest of that. I'm not even reading the rest of that. Let's not say shit like that here. All right, that's no. I think GTA 6 will be great. It looks really good. The stuff we've seen so far, it looks really good. Closed beta. Dude, is every game do a beta nowadays?
Osiris Reborn is getting a beta. Find out how
I have no issue with that, but I feel like every game does it.
Over on Xbox
I
One.
saw the Splitgate 2 developers are making a new game apparently. And I love Splitgate, and they said it's going to be similar to Titanfall and Black Ops 3. So I was like,
Back home.
I don't know.
I'm proud of you for making it out when you got the chance. I've sent this
Looks
letter
like
to the
Starfield.
address I once knew.
Dude, I played Starfield once
An empty old
and just
farm
never
in the
played it
mountains.
again.
Ashen
It was
Ridge is a
cool,
good,
but it's one of those
humble
games
town.
where it's like I
Good
don't
people.
have
Warm,
the time to,
welcoming, but not too
you know,
noisy.
check that out.
I have fond memories of that place. I hope you can make
Oh,
a
they
few
released
of your
something
own.
with Call of Duty. They
But be wary.
no, nothing new.
You'll reap what you sow.
It's just
You've always had a knack for figuring things out.
like a new look at the
Resourcefulness
multiplayer
will
maps
keep
coming,
you out of trouble, or land you right in the middle of it.
which they look pretty
Take
great,
an
I
old
will
man's
say.
Advice. Keep busy, lay low. Idle hands are the devil's playground. Make something of yourself. For
COD can be
yourself,
Modern Warfare or Black Ops. COD is COD.
while you still can.
Yeah. I mean, those are the two main options for COD nowadays. They're going to do a new IP with Sledgehammer's game, which I'm so curious as to what that is. I hope it's really unique. I hope it's not just another Modern Warfare game, but just titled something out different. I hope they actually go far with it being like fully unique, its own thing. And I hope it has zombies too. I hope it has zombies. COD never shadow drops. If COD was coming, we would have gotten teasers 15 days before. Hey, did you forget Black Ops 7? Look, I would agree with you, but that Black Ops 7 shadow drop was insane. So I don't think they would never do it again because they did do it that one time. But I think a big reason they did it that time is because I think they wanted to show people that COD can be very unique. The fact that no one guessed it was COD until they revealed it was Black Ops 7. I think that was the whole point of that. I think there is a chance they could announce something COD related today. I don't think it's going to be like a full reveal though, you know, but could it be just like a quick little tease, maybe. If anything. Again, not necessarily saying I think there will be something, but you never know.
Brace yourselves. I'm about to solve everything.
I thought it was worth streaming it anyways, just in case, you know. I don't want to like say, oh, it's not going to happen, then I don't stream it, and then I miss out the exciting thing that they do, you know. Exactly. My Black Ops 7 reaction was so crazy. I can't like miss out on something like that again. Even if it means we're gonna take some L's every now and then, and maybe sometimes we'll be wrong, but it's worth watching it regardless, you know. Oh no, yeah, I know the BO7 thing was on a main Xbox event. Again, I'm not expecting a full reveal trailer like that, but I'm saying they could say something related to it, or maybe just COD in general, even because Call of Duty there was an announcement for Call of Duty at a partner preview in the past. It was, what was it? I think it was like it was for Black Ops 6. It was an announcement in regards to Game Pass for Black Ops 6. So Call of Duty, my point is it has been included in an Xbox preview before, even if it wasn't like for a reveal. You never know. You never know. You never know. It's in May, Mark might comment. So I think they're going to be doing, they've already teased it. I'm not sure if you guys saw like a teaser for season 3 of Black Ops 7. There was the Modern Warfare noises in that teaser. So I think they're going to be doing some like a Warzone thing to reveal it. So probably within the next month is my guess. Maybe end of April. I could see that being when the full reveal is. And then the multiplayer reveal will probably be at the Xbox Direct or whatever it's called, which is what they usually do in June, right? So and then Zombies reveal in July. I'm kidding. We would have known about Zombies if the game was going to have it by now. I'm still pissed that it's not going to have it, but it, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully Sledgehammer. Hopefully they'll make it. Hope they reveal a Halo and Doom collab with BO7. I would love a Halo collab, but dude, people complaining about all like the unrealistic stuff or whatever, I don't think they're going to be doing collabs like much at all anymore. they are done with collabs. They did Fallout, and that's it for Black Ops 7, right? They haven't done anyone since. I don't like, again, I don't have an issue with collabs. It's just pick them better, you know? And a Halo collab would be perfect for BO7. That would be perfect.
Excited for Xbox presents a special
Stranger
look
Than
at
Heaven.
Stranger Than Heaven. Discover more
It's
about
season
this
3
special
Reloaded, so
deep
May.
dive broadcast on
I
Xbox
think someone,
Wire.
we don't know the date for season 3 Reloaded yet, but apparently there's, I don't know if it's rumors. Why does this look like real life? Is this real life? Yeah. There's rumors that it might be late April for season 3 Reloaded, because apparently season 3 is going to be a shorter season, but I don't know if that's 100% the case. It could definitely be May for all we know, but I heard that apparently it's a shorter season. So if it's a shorter season, then Reloaded will probably be like late April, which I kind of hope, because that means we get the Zombies map sooner, you know. They're announcing a COD collection with every classic COD game today. It came to me in a dream. Imagine. I remember being in that stream when you had that reaction. My ears are still recovering. Dude, I like, that was the most out of control I think I've ever been. Like, I was flipping out. It was a little cringe looking back at it, but it was such an honest reaction though. Like, that's just how surprising and exciting that was.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
I'm not gonna lie, maybe, no offense to these games, but maybe one of them looked like really interesting to me personally. The rest of them I don't really think I'm that interested in.
One jump at a time.
You're doing great.
Halo being in Black Ops 7 would get more love than hate. You would think, but I actually don't know if I agree. Like, there's been so much BO7. I think people who are actively playing the game still would love it, but it's all the people who like haven't played the game since launch or just didn't even buy the game. They'll see it on Twitter and be like, "Oh, this is trash." And I don't know. Which I don't think that means they shouldn't do it. I just think it'll result in that, but you know, I agree they should do it anyways. Sometimes you got to just do things even if people are going to hate on it. Who cares? You know, the people who like it will like it and they'll play it. I think Call of Duty needs to learn that a little bit. Like, who fucking cares if people hate on it?
What does it look like?
Like, you have to be able to discern real hate from like forced hate, right? Because there's definitely like, I criticize a lot of things in COD, but like it's coming from a place of I want this franchise to be better. Whereas there's a lot of people who hate on the franchise where they're coming from a place of they don't care about things getting better. They just like hating on it. You could kind of tell sometimes when it's different, you know. 9 weeks in season 3, they showed the weekly challenges tab in the blog post, so I'm guessing season 3 reloaded will be May 7th. Is 9 weeks the usual amount for a season? Because why did like a bunch of creators, they said it's going to be a shorter season? I don't know. Maybe 10 weeks is the usual amount, so it's like 1 week shorter? I don't know.
Start.
Do you think the skybox of the new zombies map seems off? Like it feels like a generic Earth skybox, not in the dark ether. Well, look, I'd prefer it the way it is than just being another purple skybox. I said this when Ashes came out. If every map just has a purple skybox, I'm gonna get so sick of it. I was already sick of it when Ashes of the Dam came out, to be honest, because it was in Modern Warfare Zombies so much. But I don't know. I don't mind the skybox. It is just blue, but I feel like I don't need every map to look like with the purple skybox, you know. I think a blue skybox is cool too, as long as the map itself looks nice, which I don't think it looks that crazy. It looks cool like from an eerie perspective, but I kind of talked about that in my video. Like, I think I would be more excited for it if I liked the mechanics of the game more. But oh, is this that dispatch game? Haven't played it.
Oh my god.
Are they adding a new like thing to it or something? Should I play this game? Is it good?
I feel like you've said that a lot in your life.
Oh, it's coming to Xbox. Oh, was it not on Xbox previously?
The game over at Xbox Wire. Spoiler, they just made all the characters hot.
So it's not like a new game or something. It's just telling you people that it's coming to Xbox. You know what? If they're gonna announce anything COD related, announce that the old CODs are coming to Game Pass. That's all I need, and I'd be happy. I would leave this stream satisfied if they said every Call of Duty's coming to Game Pass, like all the OGs, COD 4 to like Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 4 or whatever. Anything after Modern Warfare 2019, whatever. I don't really give a shit. But COD 4 to BO4, put those on Game Pass.
Where is everyone?
Rebellion. Dude, this looks sick. Extinction 2? See, this is what Extinction 2 should look like, which will never happen.
Warning. Adverse weather conditions detected. Wind speeds reaching survival.
This does look pretty cool though.
Seek shelter.
I'm gonna be honest, BO7 is not even a bad game at all. It's not. I love it. Alien Deathstorm. Wait, Alien Deathstorm. Okay, that's not like Alien as in like the Alien series. Is that connected to the Alien series? No, this is just like, that doesn't look like a xenomorph, so I think it's just a game that happens to just have the word alien in it.
Dive deeper into the tense, volatile atmosphere of Alien Deathstorm in an interview with developer Rebellion over on Xbox Wire.
Do you imagine Titanfall 3 ever happened? That would blow up the internet. I don't want a purple skybox, but a dark blue skybox with some magical elements would make it nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I think the map's just not really going for like magic, I guess. It looks like it's going for the Group 935, like You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those type of maps, which I'm okay, again, I'm okay with. I just feel like the modern mechanics don't really complement that too well.
Stick together when you get down there. The sewers change every time we go, and they're full of dangerous traps and strange.
Love the look of the new map, but seems like I'm gonna have the Astra problem where the buildings and stuff like that just seem like plain default buildings. Yeah, I could see that. It really depends on the interiors and stuff, but we'll see. If there's no MW4, you have to stream Vanguard for 48 hours. You even have to play it during show reactions. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Bluey? It's my favorite TV show. I wish COD would go with a new art style. Honestly, for a singular game, I wouldn't mind that. Like, just do something wildly different. I'm excited for Ashwood's survival. I was wishing Xerxes would be replaced with the Elder Disciples, though. If that happens, boom, buried too. Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that. Like, the survival maps should be given more unique elements to them. Kevin Drew kind of made it sound like that's what they were gonna do, but they kind of just didn't. I don't know. They didn't really go like... They should have gone far with that. They should have had freaking unique wonder weapons, all for Black Ops 6, of course. I don't expect them to make new ones specifically for survival, but you take them from Black Ops 6. Like, dude, that would be crazy. Oh, is this that? What is this game called? I think I've heard of this game. It's like a Chernobyl game, right?
Like the zone itself. I could never understand.
I thought this game looked pretty good.
Can't just live in peace. The zone has enough to offer without spilling blood over it. When I heard what happened that sunny day, a chill ran down my spine.
Were the leaks about the volcano map just a lie? No, I don't think so. I mean, it's possible it's not going to end up happening, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a lie. Maybe it was just misinterpreted. But it could still happen. There's still 2 more maps after DLC 3, so it's possible it could be one of those maps. Damn, this game looks nice. Now this is Modern Warfare 4 right here. This honestly could be. No, you know it's not, but like aesthetically, this, you know.
That is my decision to make. There can be no compromises in this war.
This kind of looks like what I wanted a Modern Warfare Zombies to look like. Like, let's say Modern Warfare 4 did have zombies. This is exactly how I would want it to look.
We always end up in the same exact spot.
Like, it has more of a horror approach. You know, it's. I think this is in Chernobyl.
That's the end of D4.
Yeah, Stalker 2. That's what I thought it was. Oh, I thought that said Ghost of Hope. I thought that said Ghost of Hope.
To discover the price of freedom.
Uncover the first
that game looks pretty cool.
That make up Stalker 2's upcoming major
there's a Stalker 1. I didn't even know there was a
Xbox
Stalker 1, to be honest. But that is how I would want a Modern Warfare Zombies to look like. Did you see Jason Blundell talk about Atlantis map? Yes, that made me so sad. I wish Jason Blundell stuck around. But here's the thing. Look, I love Jason Blundell, everything he did for COD, right? But I think it's also important to keep in mind that I don't think that Zombies is the way it is now because he left. Rather, he left because it was going in the direction that it's going in now, right? It's more of the inverse. Like, there's people at Treyarch, like Kevin Drew and a lot of other developers, they have the creative ability that Jason Blundell has. They could easily do things as great as BO3 and 4. The issue is Activision's been pushing COD in a direction that is kind of making them design things in a way that a lot of us, not all of us, a lot of us do love what they're doing and prefer it. I like a lot of it, don't get me wrong. I think BO7 is good, but it's not, I don't think it's as good as BO3 and 4. The fuck is this? I don't know. A lot of us don't like it as much as some of those older games, and it's not because of the developers though. It's not because Jason Blundell left. It's because they're restricted a lot more nowadays, right? Whether it's resource limitations, they've been making so many zombies modes, or dude, this is insane. What the hell am I watching? Or it's just a matter of Activision wants accessibility. They want people, they want multiplayer people and zombies, so that's certain design choices are made to accommodate for that, right? It's not because Jason Blundell left, but that's kind of why he left. He felt like he didn't have enough creativity, right? He didn't feel like, or enough creative freedom. He couldn't really do whatever he necessarily wanted with the mode, and I completely understand now, like, why he'd want to leave then, right? It's like they're clearly pushing zombies in a direction he didn't want to, you know. So I'm sure he's fine with it. He said farewell. He's like, I'm sure they're gonna do great, but it's just not, he's not what he wanted, which is why he made his own studio, because he wanted to make his own games, right? But I just wish they would just trust him, you know, like let him do his thing. Same with like Lee Ross, like just let him cook. Why don't they do that? I feel like Activision just gives up so fast. They don't see the numbers. They go, oh, Infinite Warfare Zombies didn't perform well, so okay, we'll get rid of it. Like, why? Like, dude, let it grow with people. Build upon what didn't work. Fix certain things. And you can make something that's even better. Like, why would your solution to that be, okay, let's just do what we've been doing, or no zombies and Spec Ops instead? Like, I don't know. It's just, it's bizarre, man. It's bizarre. Absolutely bizarre choices made by Activision.
The inhabitants of the archipelago had quite a range of ideas about who ultimately would come to save them. But even their gloomiest pessimists could never have imagined they'd be pinning all their hopes on a ridiculous old man.
Supposed to be an island when it was on Earth. Oh, for Totenreich. Imagine it was sucked into the bottom dark ether ocean, and you could see whales and squids swimming through the sky, and you could see the sun shining through. That would be pretty cool.
Honestly expect from a walking fossil. Maybe he'd pester everyone with endless questions.
Oh, it's DLC for Stalker. Oh, okay. I want IW2 and World War III for zombies.
You'd have to be downright.
When you say World War III, do you mean a World War II sequel, like World War II zombies, or do you mean literally just a World War III game? Because those are two very different things. But I agree. I think we need more non-Treyarch zombie stuff. Imagine if they added all of Voyage to Avalon.
Of course,
that would be peak. I've always said it. The Titanic should be a resurgence map. Maybe that'd be a little insane, but I don't know. They have relocation with Rebirth Island. I mean, it's, you know, based off Alcatraz Island. So why not turn Titanic into a resurgence map too? I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. That's business, unfortunately. But the thing is, sometimes it's just bad business though, because it's like, when you don't let things grow with your fans, then you result in shit like Vanguard Zombies that obviously did worse than Infinite Warfare Zombies and was worse for the franchise, right? It shouldn't all be about, this is Activision's issue, right? It's all about short-term profit and short-term numbers. They're like, oh, we don't see the numbers right now, so we'll never see it. It just should not be the way you see things, you know?
It's true.
Like, if I did that as a YouTuber, I probably wouldn't have any sort of audience, you know? Not that I have a huge audience, but I'm very happy with the audience I do have. And it's because I stick with things. Even if it doesn't work for a while, I stick with it. And then, yeah, sure, sometimes you have to let things go if it's really not working. But if you keep trying things in different ways, eventually it works out and, you know, you get something out of it. So, I don't know. I just feel like they gotta, I don't know. DMZ2 is coming. Yeah, it's gonna be DMZ2, but like, dude, Treyarch showed that you could do a DMZ-like mode with Endgame and do zombies at the same time. And that's a game that was made in like 2 years, whereas Modern Warfare 4 has 4 years. Why couldn't they do zombies too? I don't know. Spec Ops has 0 depth. It's gonna be sad we don't get zombies mode for a couple of years. Exactly. Look, I don't want to diss people's like for Spec Ops, because Spec Ops, it's fine, right? But it's like, it's not about talking about whether or not Spec Ops is good. It's about, is it a good replacement for zombies? It is nothing like zombies when it comes to the level of uniqueness and depth. Spec Ops is literally probably not even that hard for the developers to make, because they're literally just like side missions. They usually just take the campaign locations, just turn them into new missions. Survival, Spec Ops Survival, is literally on multiplayer maps. That's not like a zombies level mode at all, you know? So I don't mind it existing, but like, that should not replace zombies. Yeah, no, the Blundell stuff. So speaking about the Blundell stuff, by the way, I forgot I didn't really answer that question fully. I saw some of it. I didn't see the full stream. I'm gonna rewatch the full stream, or not rewatch it, but watch it soon. Sorry, I'm not like talking about a lot of these games. They honestly don't look that interesting. There's a couple. If it looks interesting to me, I'll kind of, you know, talk about it more. But a lot of these I'm just kind of like passively watching. I'm like, they look okay. That's okay though. Not every game has to be for me. That doesn't mean I think it looks bad. It just means it's just not for me. That's okay. I can't play every game, so that's totally fine.
In the name of Hades.
Like, this doesn't look interesting to me, but that's fine. I hope people out there like this.
Let's see how strong you really are.
I wish they would make at least one map in the Black Ops 4 style in terms of Easter egg complexity, art style. Zombies was at its peak back then with maps, but BO4's mechanics didn't complement those maps. Yeah, I totally agree. I would love to see that. Doesn't seem like we're gonna get that though. But maybe, who knows? Would you agree out of the last 3 World War II CODs, World War II had the worst feeling weapons? Out of the last 3 World War II CODs. You know what's crazy though? The last 3 World War II CODs, that includes World at War, a game that came out like 17 years ago. That's crazy.
Critically acclaimed.
We've only had 3 World War II CODs for the past like
Xbox.
20 years. That's insane.
On Xbox Wire.
I would say yeah, probably. I mean, World at War is so old though, so like the hit detection is terrible, so those guns don't really feel good necessarily. They sound good. And,
take care of your little freaking robo-zoo and let me
the hell is this? They do sound good. I would say, yeah, World War II's weapons are hit or miss for me. I like a lot of them. Some of them are a little weird, though.
In the history of the world? Yeah, thank God I'm on the job. Artificial Detective 2.
What the hell?
46. Best detective in the world. Only detective in the world. The point is this, all right? I'm gonna solve this case. There's just one piece in the puzzle that's driving me crazy. No touching. You got your toy? These are my toys. I'm a detective, not a babysitter.
And Advanced Warfare World War III? Is it? I know Modern Warfare games are the original ones. Which Modern Warfare 4 absolutely needs to jump into World War III. Or if it doesn't, then I feel like that's such a missed opportunity. That should be where the game, that series leads. What the fuck is going on here? What game is this? Oh shit. This is a strange looking game.
Hold on, kid.
Kicked like a soccer ball. Damn.
I got you.
Artificial Detective. Okay. Looks cool.
Step into the dystopian world of Artificial Detective and meet its creators in a developer interview over on Xbox.
Let me read some of these comments. You guys are tweeting. You guys give me so many comments, so I'm sorry. I got to scroll up a bit. I appreciate it though. I love all the comments to read. DMZ2 would be awesome. I just wish they had one round-based map. Dude, honestly, I have made this argument before. I would have absolutely no issue. Is that the whole? Is it over? The way they're like showing this makes it look like they're done. I don't know. That would suck. Coming to Xbox Game Pass. Just tell me at least some of the old CODs are coming to Game Pass too. Come on. Come on. Give me that. Just give me a little something. Xbox presents. Special look at Stranger Than Heaven. Okay. There is a little more then. Okay. Wait, no? Never mind. That was quick. I mean, I'll stick around for a little so we don't make this too quick of a stream. I'll read some of the comments, but damn. That was quick. Oh well, it was fun. All right, what was I reading? DMZ2 would be awesome. Yeah, so I was gonna say, even if there was just one zombies map in a full game, I would take that over nothing. I seriously would. Like, who cares? You all roasted the shit out of MW3 Zombies, calling out why is it not round-based. They tried to experiment after a long time and it worked, but now because of the community, we won't ever get it. I'll tell you this. I'll respond to that because there's a couple points I have to that. I think the first huge point there, what should we just let playing in the background? I don't even know. Let me find something to play in the background. just so we have something. Ooh, actually, let's check out this Call of Duty thing. Loop. We're just gonna loop this so you guys can just look at the new multiplayer maps. They just released this, so I might as well. I didn't even watch it yet. This is the new maps coming with season 3. They look gorgeous, by the way. Okay, so what I was saying about MW3 Zombies. So my issue with that, the reason why I had an issue with it being open world instead of round based, there's a few things, right? First of all, when that came out, we were going on like at least a few years with no round based. Like, I forget what it was. I did the math. I made a whole video about it if you guys want to check that one out. I think I said from 2015 to 2019 we had like 25 plus round based zombies maps in total, including non-Treyarch. Oh, Gridlock looks so good. Oh, it looks beautiful. Oh, give me that. Give me that. Gorgeous. Let me see Plaza. I gotta look at Plaza. This is gonna excite me. Oh. Oh my god, the colors. Oh. This might be the, honestly, this might be the best remake they've ever done, to be honest. So what I was saying, it took me a while to say it, but so zombies, okay, so 2015 to 2019 had like 25 plus round-based maps. 2020 to like 2023 or whatever, like I was basically like I took a 4-year period of time, right? Two different 4-year period of times. I think it was like 5 or 6 round-based maps. There was 2 from Vanguard and then 4 from Cold War, right? So it was like this huge difference. So I'm sitting there going, okay, we just went a whole year without any zombies, Modern Warfare 2, and then we finally get zombies again in MW3, and to go that long without like many round-based maps just to get an open world experience, it did feel kind of shitty. And to make it worse, Urzikstan was not interesting, in my opinion. It's a very boring location. If the open world was Avalon, maybe I would be a little bit more on board because at least it's a cool open world. I just don't think Urzikstan was interesting. And then to make matters worse, I didn't really think the game was that interesting. Like, I didn't think the mechanics really were the best. It wasn't bad. I think it was fine. But also, beyond all of the stuff I just said, I still think that MW3 Zombies existing was better than it not existing. Like, if they did Spec Ops instead, obviously that would be worse. But actually, let me go on another issue. The other issue is, why did Treyarch make it, right? Because then now Treyarch's making a mode that's taking away their development time from Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. So there's a lot to it, right? So like, I don't have an issue with them experimenting and doing stuff like that. Would I prefer round-based? Yes. I think that round-based zombies is the core of zombies. Like, I mean, you go to multiplayer, 6v6 is the core of multiplayer. If they suddenly came out with a new COD and they said, we're not doing 6v6 this year, we're just going to do 20v20 or something on like big maps, I think we would all agree that's kind of stupid. We're all like, okay, we're 6v6, come on, right? Do I want COD multiplayer to experiment, do crazy random things? Yes, but I don't want them to do something that's not 6v6. So I kind of feel the same way about zombies. Like, I would love to see them experiment, but I still want it to be round-based. Like, do a, like, I've always had this idea of like a really horror-focused zombies experience where it's like you get limited resources. Maybe there's no, like, the zombies don't increase in health, so they always stay very weak, but you're also very weak. Like, your guns don't deal a lot of damage, or they do deal damage, but I mean, your guns don't have a lot of bullets. You can't like get a crazy pack-a-punch weapon. It's kind of like more like Resident Evil, I guess. I would love to see zombies go in that direction, but it still should be a round-based experience because that's to me what zombies is. Would I be open to seeing some open world stuff too? Yeah, sure. But, you know, you got to mix that in a little bit. You can't, you know, do that after many years of just like barely any round-based content. I feel like that's when it becomes a problem. But any of that would still be better than no zombies. So, you know, that's the way I see it. Okay. You seem like a smart individual. Well, I appreciate that. All these COD hate channels need to be called out. I mean, here's the thing. with the COD hate channels. I'll give my little thoughts on that, because I don't blame them for what they do. I really don't. I'll tell you why. They're doing it because they know it pays well. And I'm sure a lot of them, either they have families, they got bills to pay, everyone's got their own situation. I don't think it's that evil of them to make hate videos on a AAA studio for the sake of making money, right? Because ultimately that's what they're doing it for. They're not doing it for the love of the game. They're doing it because it gets them a lot of views. Nobody does that for the love of the game, right? I think deep down, a lot of those COD hate channels, they don't actually hate COD as much as they act like they do. They probably do like the games. And sometimes they'll even admit it. Sometimes I'll watch their stuff just to like see what they say, because sometimes it's just like bizarre arguments that make no sense. You could tell like they actually are probably enjoying the game. It's just the over, exaggerated hate gets them more views. Therefore, hell, like again, and I don't think it's like evil of them necessarily, but do I wish people didn't necessarily like buy into it too much, right? Because like that's when I start to get annoyed with it, especially with like certain posts on Twitter where it's like just straight up lying about the game, where it's like you're just spreading hate that's not even true about the game. Like if you're just hating the game, you think it looks bad, whatever. Like I don't really care. Like I do the same. I criticize COD all the time. But it's like when it starts to become like you're just lying about it, I think that's when it's a little different. But again, when it comes to their YouTube channel, that's their own private thing. I don't really care. Like, I don't know. I don't get as mad about that as others do. But is it sometimes annoying? Yeah, I just think we have to understand that they're just rage baiting for the sake of views. And I don't, again, they got to pay their families. So whatever. I can't get too mad about it. Bro would be making nothing but MW 2019 vids right now. Me? I don't know about that. Thank you, Shickles. Some of these comments I'm reading are from a while ago. We got quite behind on it. Started good with zombies in Spaceland, but tragically the quality generally fell off. World of War started well with Noct and kept getting better with each map. So the thing is, Spaceland is just that good though, right? So it's not like, I don't see that as a failure of Infinite Warfare. I see that as just, it shows how good Spaceland was, that each map couldn't live up to it. But I don't think it's a terrible thing. Like, I don't think every map has to be better than the first map. It's just nice when they do get better, but they don't have to. If the first map is that good, it's like, okay, so it's all right if they're not as good, at least in my opinion. Because if we view it the other way around, where we view it as it's better when they do get better, then couldn't Treyarch intentionally make the earlier maps worse just to make the other maps more exciting? Just non-organically, So I don't know. To me, I don't need them all to be better. It's just as long as they're all good. And I think Spaceland or Infinite Warfare Zombies, most of the maps were good. Beast from Beyond is the only one I didn't like, and even that map has Mephistopheles to make up for it. So I don't know. Should do OG MW3S survival on MP maps, best of both worlds in terms of little effort required, as all the assets are there to cater for the PvE audience. Yeah, I mean, look, again, I have no issue with that existing. That's such an easy thing for them to put together. It's literally just multiplayer maps and soldiers that are they already have models for in campaign and the AI for in the campaign. Just have them come at the player. Like, it's not rocket science, but that shouldn't replace zombies though. Like, there's no way in hell even the best version of survival is going to be more enjoyable than, even though I would take the worst version of zombies over survival, the best version of survival, because again, there's not much replayability there. It's fun. I like OG MW3 survival, but like, is there going to be a whole community centered around it talking about it for weeks? No. Even Vanguard zombies, the worst zombies mode, one of the worst ones, we still talk about it to this day, even if we're not talking about it positively, but at least we're talking about it. You know what I mean? So nobody's sitting around talking about MW3 survival though. I think that's kind of my perspective on that, but I still think it should exist though, because I agree, it is fun. I don't see why that has to replace zombies though. You know what I mean? It's hurting them in the long run at not letting things cook, because the general player base eventually gets tired of playing the same thing formula that's happening in Black Ops 7 right now, even though it's better than 6. Yeah, they gotta let things cook. I agree. It's just, I don't know why they don't. They give up on things too fast. And then I think the problem with COD is obviously the games are made years in advance, but because they don't let things just play out the way they do, sometimes they get stuck in situations where games that would have been really, looked upon positively at one point, they don't, because I don't know. Here's an example, right? So when they made Infinite Warfare, I love Infinite Warfare. I'm not mad that it existed, but should they have probably accounted for the fact that people probably don't want 3 futuristic games in a row? Yes, they should have accounted for that. When they were making Infinite Warfare, they should have realized, okay, Sledgehammer and Treyarch are currently working on futuristic games. Maybe we should do something different then. They should have had the foresight to think about that. I still love Infinite Warfare. I'm glad that it exists because it's really good, but they should have had the foresight to realize that and did something different, and then maybe did their space themed game another year, right? Same kind of goes for these recent years where we've had like nothing but modern era games like year by year by year. Black Ops 7 was a really nice change of pace, being futuristic, but they should have had the foresight to be like, okay, what are people probably going to want at a certain point? Now, I'm going to be honest, that whole argument kind of goes out the window because people are fucking annoying. Because like, you're telling me, dude, people were, I saw someone, and again, like, teach their own. If you don't like futuristic setting, that's fine. But dude, I saw someone complaining, like, they were like, oh, I can't wait for MW4 so we could stop with this futuristic crap. Black Ops 7 is the first futuristic COD since 2018, 8 years ago. 8 years ago. What do you mean I need them to stop with this futuristic crap? We haven't had one in 8 years. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, if you don't like futuristic, that's fine. But like, dude, it's one COD. You're actually throwing a fit over one COD being futuristic? I don't know. I don't get it. For me, I like all settings. I think futuristic, past, modern, they could all be good. They could all work good. Only thing I care about in regards to COD settings is variety. That's all I care about. So as long as we're not getting the same thing every year, we're getting something different. And I feel like the past couple of years have been not so good with that because we had too many games that were either modern or close to modern. MW 2019, modern. Cold War was 80s. That is fine, but it's still not that far away from modern, I guess. World War II and Vanguard was fine, right? Then you got MW2, modern. MW3, modern. BO6, 90s. It felt modern. They even threw modern guns in there. Like, it was basically modern, let's be honest. And then BO7 is futuristic, but it isn't like that far futuristic. It still has some modern elements, but it is definitely futuristic. So I'll give them that. And then we're going to get modern again next year. So, and probably modern again for 2027. So it's just, they're kind of just overdoing it, right? I would, but that's the thing. The fandom, I think, I don't know what they want half the time. I don't know. I think everyone just wants something different. And that's okay. But I think people have to be a little more open to the games being a bit different, I think. As long as they actually are good and work with what they're going for, I don't know. It's a very nuanced conversation. It's hard to even have these conversations because I feel like you trip up on your words all the time. And it's a lot of nuance to it. MWZ was an excellent alternative for non-Black Ops games, but people rose to the hell of it because of it being non-round based, ignoring its non-BO game. I mean, I would like to see open world zombies again. I think they should have done that with Avalon. I just don't think it should come at a time where it's like we haven't had round based in a while and it's going to replace a round based experience altogether. Like, I think MWZ, if it had more development time, it would have been nice if they had that open world experience and they also had like even just like 3 round based maps. That's it. I would think that would be a bit better than just not doing that at all, But I would love to see them do open world zombies again. Again, I think they should have done that with Black Ops 7. I think Avalon, instead of Endgame, they should have just made Endgame in zombies, What I'm expecting from MW4 is them bringing another shitload of horrible mechanics that will plague COD for another decade, and then a Treyarch or Sledgehammer game will be to blame. Yeah, I hope not. I hope you're not right about that, but I really hope we don't get stuck in another rut all because this game. Well, it really is dependent on a few things. It's dependent on how the game is in terms of its mechanics, but also depends how well the game does, how successful it is. Because if it's really successful and it has mechanics like that, then yeah, it could be a problem. Because then they might get forced into the Treyarch games, and I don't know, man. This franchise is stressful. Stressful to be a fan of it. Oh boy. World War II multiplayer underrated? I agree. The lighthouse from Totenreich is the same one from Avalon? Interesting. We need to get Coliseum as a survival map. That would be cool. And a casino. I'll end the stream when I catch up with all these comments because I like reading these comments. We're having a fun convo. They didn't say anything else, right? There's nothing that was like no dev talks. I think the dev talk's probably going to be tomorrow. I could see them doing that. Hopefully. Are we getting an end game stream sometime next year? You know, maybe I could actually plan it out and maybe I'll more likely do it. Maybe this week. Or not this week, but like next week. Like before season 3. Maybe. I don't know. There's a new Dying Light the Beast update today, so I kind of wanted to play that. I'm not going to play that on stream, though. I might do a video for it, but I don't know. I'm not 100% certain yet. Because it looked really cool, but then I actually saw it, and I was like, it's not as cool as I thought it was. But it still looks cool. I'm excited for Free Run coming back. I liked Get High, but it got old quick because there was no extra movement. Wall jumping will be so sick. Hopefully it has wall running since that is a thing in BO6. Yeah, I agree. It looks fun. Definitely will be exciting. I just wish they brought it to zombies as well, but I feel like they don't do crazy things like that anymore. Not doing that. 24-hour Vanguard chip. I said it was a 12-hour one if we ever do it, but 24 hours, no. Yeah, MWZ being on a timer was definitely one of its biggest problems. I agree. And they also didn't use the Resurgence maps. I always said, like, if they should have brought MWZ to Rebirth Island and Vondel and Fortune's Keep. Like, if they had it on all of those maps, that would be a lot cooler. Says he wants 6v6 MP in every COD, but BO4 has a 5v5 MP. You know what's weird? Although that's the case, it never feels like it. Like, that game is so fast-paced that you don't even think about the fact that it's 5v5. I actually think a lot of the lobbies, a lot of the playlists are 6v6 now. I don't know about all of them, but definitely some of them are. Because I feel like there's no way I get only 10 people in those lobbies. I don't know. I guess it depends on the mode. But it's like such a fast-paced game that you don't even think about it being 5v5. Well, the stream's not behind. I'm just behind in the comments. Keep that in mind. I'm reading a lot of comments right now because I can't keep up with the comments. They go by kind of fast, so I'm kind of like scrolling through the old ones, and you know, we'll get to them. COD is the most lies against it. It's rather player count lies. Yeah, I've been kind of annoyed with the whole player count thing. I think it's not that everyone's lying about it. Some people are just quite literally not using their brain when it comes to it. So Steam, the whole Steam player counts thing, people using that as a way to like be like, oh, look, MW 2018 is more popular than BO7. Look, we don't know for a fact because we're just using Steam. Steam is like less than 5% of the player base, which is, yeah, that's where it becomes like kind of annoying because it's like, dude, like you're not actually being honest with it. That's not actually how those player counts work. Now, when the Circana charts come out next week, which they probably will, we'll be able to actually see if Modern Warfare 2019 beat out Black Ops 7 on the leaderboards. But the issue is they don't separate Black Ops 7 from Warzone, so Warzone's connected to it. So people are gonna be like, oh, it's just Warzone. So I don't know. I don't really see the point in like arguing about the stuff. COD is obviously still popular. I think, you know, people who try to argue it's not it's just not true. But is it less popular this year than it was years prior? Yeah, it's definitely not as popular as it was last year. But that doesn't mean it's like failing. It's still top 3 most played games every week, at least on console. So I don't know. If they're not showing it now, that means COD is coming out in November, right? No, that doesn't necessarily mean that. I think COD is going to come out in October. Either early October or like late September. GTA is probably going to make that so. Yeah, Ashes is definitely the best map in BO7. I agree. Well, so far. We'll see. Oh, yeah, no, Dirt Dan, you got the right to criticize their content. I'm not saying you don't. You can say whatever you want. But I'm just saying, like, with the whole COD hate channels. It's like I don't see it as this like evil. I just kind of see it as like, okay, they're doing it for the money. That's fine. I don't know. I think what we got to do is we got to do a better job at how we react to it though. Like I think when you give it attention, it just helps it. Like people will hate watch their videos and stuff. Like don't even do that then. Like if you don't like what they're doing, just don't even give it attention, because that's people do that on Twitter a lot. Like they'll see something that's very clearly engagement bait and they'll reply to it or they'll quote tweet it or something. And it's like, you're just giving it attention. That's exactly what the person wants. It doesn't matter if it's negative attention. That's literally what they want. So like, just don't interact with it. I don't know. That's the way I see it. But also, to be fair, I don't think someone who hates on COD is automatically engaged. I also don't like that thing. Like someone said that on my Modern Warfare 2019 video. Someone said, oh, you're just rage baiting because I said the game was one of the worst CODs. Just because you're criticizing the game does not mean you are this person who's like engagement baiting, right? That's not how that works as well, right? Even if you criticize it a lot, like I criticize COD a lot. I am very critical of this franchise, especially zombies. I've been nonstop. Like I don't criticize multiplayer as much anymore because I love Black Ops 7 multiplayer. I think MW3 was great. Like there's definitely quite a few multiplayers I think are really solid. I have a lot of criticisms to make, but overall they're pretty solid. Zombies though, I got like 1,000 things to say because I know zombies could be 1,000 times better. Doesn't mean I'm rage baiting. It just means I just have a lot of things to say. But I'm respectful about it though. I would never criticize like the developers individually. I just think that's fucked up. Like they're just making video games. Yeah, Onslaught probably didn't do well. That's probably why they scrapped it, or why they just haven't brought it back since then, which is weird. I don't know. I seen on your Twitter you have BO7 in your top 5 COD of all time. That's not too bad, but best Warzone is too far in my opinion. Why do you think that is already? The reason I said that was because of Black Ops Royale, to be honest. Like, which I consider part of Warzone. It wasn't really like, I didn't really think too hard about that one. Because, I mean, I've probably had more nostalgia and better, like, overall experiences on some of the previous ones. But it is early to say. I think Black Ops Royale is that good that over the next year, I'm probably going to have more fun than I've ever had with Warzone because of Black Ops Royale. If they actually update it well, though, like they have to bring it to the Resurgence maps. I hope they do. They got to add more zombie stuff. Like I think it could easily be the best Warzone's ever been. And Warzone also has a bunch of maps in rotation now. Like I think that's cool. We haven't really had that before, so it's nice. I was getting bored of modern setting CODs, to be honest. Yeah, and the thing is, it's not just about whether it's modern or not. It's also like the aesthetic and the theme within it, because you could do modern, but you could have it be very different. Like I've always said, cops and robbers as like a theme for the game. I would love that as a COD game, like what Battlefield Hardline did. I don't think they would ever do it, but I would love that. Or, you know, maybe have a COD that's set in a country that usually we don't see Call of Duty set in. Because usually, let's be honest, 90% of the Modern Warfare games, they're dealing with Russia, they're dealing with the Middle East, and that's about it. Like that's just Middle East and Russia. That's all they'd really do. I liked Modern Warfare 2 a lot because they had Mexico being involved. I thought that was pretty cool. That was unique. That was actually why I really liked that campaign, because of all that. But yeah, like go crazier with the settings, go crazier with the countries. I heard that Modern Warfare 4 is going to be focused on Korea, like North Korea, but I don't know if it's guaranteed, but that sounds interesting, I guess. Don't really know exactly in what way, but I guess you could do some unique stuff with that. But yeah, as long as you can find something unique with it. But I think what it becomes a problem is the guns, though, right? Like we're just going to be using the same guns. Like we're going to get an MP5, we're going to get an M4, we're going to get an M16, or not M16. I mean, you could get an M16, but you're going to get, you know, your MP7s, your guns we've seen 1,000 times. The SCAR, like, you know, I just feel like that's where the issue comes in is just seeing the same guns over and over again. There's only so many guns that exist, which is why I like the futuristic games, because it allows them to add in guns that are completely new and unique that we've never seen before. Black Ops 7 has a lot of those. There's a lot of guns we've never seen before. Even if some of them are like based on older guns, there's still a lot of guns that are very new. Infinite Warfare was really cool with that. Black Ops 3 was really cool with that. Black Ops 4, right? But you get like a Vanguard, it's like, okay, these are all like Vanguard's DLC was just like every gun looked the exact same. I'm sorry, because they're trying to be realistic with it, other than they added that one laser gun. But I don't know. There's only so many guns you could add. So again, not saying they shouldn't do modern games, but just like there's a certain point where it's like, okay, I think we need something else. Which is why we should get at least one futuristic COD every 3 years, at least, in my opinion. Black Ops 7's execution was bad in terms of the campaign. I think the multiplayer is great. I think the mind bendiness, and I like the mind bending stuff they did, but yeah, the campaign was just bad. Like, I agree, it was not a good campaign. Not at all. What's up, Chad? Thank you. Every causes MW2 feels the same because they keep using the same game engine. I mean, the engine, the thing about engines is it doesn't really have to decide what the game feels like. It just so happens to be that way because they don't change up things enough. But I don't know. I don't think personally BO6 and 7 feel that similar to MW2 and 3, but I do think MW2 and 3 feel very similar. BO6 and 7 in some ways feel similar. I don't think they feel like multiplayer wise, I don't think they feel the same. Like movement wise, movement is different. But there are certain things like maybe some of the animations and the shooting and definitely zombies that I could see, yeah, feels kind of similar. Well, too similar. Endgame should have just been Outbreak 2. Cut the map into 5 pieces. You honestly could have. I don't think they even had to cut it into pieces because you could just you could have just done a different mechanics with Outbreak. Like, it didn't have to be the whole you teleport to new areas. It could just be you just stay in the map, you do objectives, and when you do an objective, that goes like to the next wave just automatically, and the game gets harder after each objective you do, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, they should have just done that, honestly. Endgame seems cool. I'm still gonna play it, but I feel like I would have been more interested in it if they just did that. How haven't you played Endgame properly? Is Matt? I haven't played it really because it's just I don't have the time. Like, it's just there's so much stuff I have to do nowadays, and Black Ops 7 is filled with content. Like, I've been already playing a lot of multiplayer and zombies, and so Black Ops Royale came out. I've been playing that, so it's just hard to find time for Endgame too. Where's a 12-hour Vanguard stream? I think I'll do it before the year 2057. How about that? If we don't see an XpertFusion comment on the dev talk, we know it's rigged. Well, they don't read like actual comments on the dev talks. Like, they've never actually shown a comment. I don't think so, right? What they do is they take the comments and they kind of make questions based on the comments. Like, if they have a popular question that's constantly asked, they'll include that as a question on the dev talk. Though I at the very least hope they talk about wall weapons and zombies, because look, there's some that I asked that I don't think will get. There's no way, like, they're not going to answer the question about side quests. Like, I said one, like, why don't we see like big and in-depth side quests anymore? They're not going to answer that, because that's like, you know, unless the last 3 maps have crazy cool side quests, they're not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, we just don't have time for it. Like, they're not going to do that. So we'll see. But the wall weapons one, I feel like the only reason they would answer the question is if they were going to make that change, because I feel like otherwise, why answer it and just be like, oh yeah, we just don't want to do it? That would, like, because there's genuinely, I can't think of a single reason that would make any sense as to why they don't put DLC guns on the wall. I can't think of a single reason. Maybe there is one, but I don't think there is one. And so I don't even think they could answer that question if it wasn't going to happen. I feel like they would have to say yes to it, that they're going to do that for the last three maps, you know? I don't know. Are you planning on playing BO7 today? Probably not. As much as I want to, I got a lot of stuff I got to do for my other channel. Yeah, we're probably going to get a perk for season 3. They didn't show on the roadmap because they want to save something for the reloaded roadmap or blog whenever they do that in a few weeks. So they don't want to announce everything. Yeah, going back to BO6 sucks. I agree. I played it once to get gameplay for something. I was like, dude, this is rough. We can't go back to modern I can't go back to that. Like, if Black Ops 8 comes out and they haven't like figured their shit out when it comes to like the mechanics and stuff, and we have to go back to like the modern point system and stuff. I'm just nah. That ain't happening. I don't even want them to do the whole curse thing again. I mean, cursed is a fine concept. Like, I like the whole relic idea, but I don't want the only way you get the classic point system to be in a different mode anymore. I don't want that to be the case going forward, right? The whole relic idea is fine though. Maybe keep that, but they got to figure something out. They got to, because I can't go back to like the standard BO6 shit. I hate even when the maps first come out and I have to play in standard. I hate it because, you know, I play them in standard to do the hunt and stuff, but not a fan. I think only bare bones is 6v6 in BO4. I don't remember, to be honest, but you might be right. Regardless, the game feels fast-paced to the point where I don't even notice. I think you can follow trends through Steam, but people act like when all platforms are combined, it's less than 100k players, which just isn't true. Yeah, you can follow trends, especially for games that are more popular on Steam. And obviously, in this case, the Steam sale happened on Steam for Modern Warfare 2019, so it makes sense that it was shooting up so high on Steam. But yeah, Black Ops 7 is not having any crazy Steam thing going on, so there's no reason for that to shoot up. So yeah, that is a good point. Dying Like the Beast is great. No, I don't think T-Dog's rage baiting. I think he's being honest, which is fine. I love T-Dog. He's cool. I disagree with a lot of his thoughts on BO7, but that's fine. Like, yeah, we don't have to agree. I think he like, to me, represents a very middle of the road, like, kind of COD fan, where he doesn't like things being too fast paced, but he also doesn't like it being too slow, because he hated Modern Warfare 2, and he also doesn't like this fast paced stuff in Black Ops 7. He wants like a very just in the, like, we're talking completely balanced in the middle. Like MW3, I guess, was kind of like that, you know. So I think that's kind of what he wants, which is fine. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with wanting that. He's not a rage baiter. Okay, let me say that. Is there some posts that he'll make to just kind of mess around for fun? Yeah, but that's I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I do that sometimes too for fun. Like, we have to lighten up a little bit, you know. Like, we can't be so like, you know, oh my god, this person. No, we're having fun most of the time, right? There's a difference between just like straight up lying constantly about something and just like messing around and saying something silly every now and then just for fun. Like, I don't know, there's a difference. Like, I'm sure I do that every now and then. Just why not? Black Ops Royale will be removed early November with Warzone 3. That would suck. I would honestly like. I think I'd boycott MW4. I don't think I actually would, but I would be really pissed. I love the mechanics of Modern Zombies, except for armor vests. Just hate the story and look of Modern Zombies. All right, that's fair. I mean, look, here's the thing. I think even like, and you know, I'm not trying to speak for you, but I feel like there's probably a lot of things you like about Modern Zombies that probably could be given in other ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same systems. I feel the same way about classic zombies. Like, there's a lot of things I love about classic zombies. I don't need it to be the exact same though, right? I just, there's certain things that happened because of those mechanics that I would like to see return, like the uniqueness and the depth of the mode and the slower pace in the early rounds, like stuff like that. You could do that without every single mechanic being the same. But, you know, I hope they can find a better middle ground for the future. We need a COD game about a robot uprising in a second American Civil War. I mean, so actually, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of ideas for, I might make a video like that. I've done that before. I might do another video like that, just going over like COD game ideas, just because it's fun. But I thought like an apocalypse, kind of like COD Ghosts, that's like specifically United States apocalypse. I think that'd be pretty cool. I guess that would kind of be like a second American Civil War. Robot uprising. Yeah, I guess even with all the futuristic CODs we've had, none of them have really been like that, you know? That could be cool, though. I don't know what it is about BO7. MP is doing so much right now, but it feels off. I can't hit the nail with it, but if you play MW3 and play BO7, MW3 just feels much better to play gameplay-wise. So I don't know if this is what you're referring to and what this is it, but I think what is messing up my enjoyment of BO7 for me is the fucking lag. It's like every lobby, it's just like you can't have a smooth lobby. It's always there's lag, there's the packet bursts, whatever the hell you call it. you can't get a lobby without it. But to be fair, that's been every COD since MW2 for me. So a little unfortunate, but usually they fix them out towards the end of the year. So maybe MW3 plays better now because it has less of the lag problems. BO7 though, it's in full force. I can't get a single multiplayer lobby without. Even in zombies, it happens. It's fucking annoying. It's like you can't load up a game of solo zombies without lagging. Like that's ridiculous. That's the one thing about this game I will not defend. It is not well optimized. But no COD has been for the past like 5 years. So there's that. Yeah, I don't really get bored of the future setting as well. There's so much you can do with it. Expert, I appreciate how you keep it real with BO7 and actually promote how good it is instead of just jumping on the unjustified hate. I appreciate that. I like to do that because I do like the game a lot. But even when I don't like the game, I try to be a nuanced and fair person as much as I can. Like, you know, even when it's a game I don't really like, if there's things about it I will defend it. Like, you know, I think it's important to be that way, especially as a YouTuber. Like I'm, you know, it's kind of the thing I promote more than anything is just like honest opinions and just, you know, regardless of what the game is, no bias, just going full force. I feel like a lot of people have a lot of bias nowadays, so it's just easy to get, you know, your opinions warped because of that. Endgame regions aren't unique enough for Outbreak regions. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But I mean, if you just do the full map, I think that could work in Outbreak as well. $24-hour Roblox stream. We don't see huge side quests anymore because Jason Blundell left. You know why we don't see them anymore? Because they probably not enough people do them. They probably, again, this is why like I hate the whole stats bullshit, because it's like I'm sure Activision probably came to Treyarch and was like, yeah, so you guys keep adding these really cool things to these maps, but nobody's doing them, so just stop doing those. And then they just are like, all right, I guess we can't do this cool stuff anymore. But like, come on, that's just so anti-art. Like, get that shit out of here. If you want people to actually do your things in the game, like, still do them, but maybe put things in the game that kind of at least hint towards players that it exists. So as an example, right, the Savage Impaler quest in Black Ops 4. What they should have done, if they wanted people to do that quest, let people know it exists. Tell people, like, have little hidden clues in the map that are like, okay, there's something here. There's something you can do with this. Maybe even put it in the menus where it says, you know, like a list of the side quests, but they're like, they don't tell you what the side quest is exactly, but it might tell you like unlock secret ancient weapon or something. And then it's like a name of the side quest. And then people might see that and go, oh, I want to figure out how to unlock this. So then they look it up on YouTube, then they figure it out, then they do it. That's how you get people to do shit. Not just, oh, let's just get rid of it completely. Or instead we'll put everything in a crafting bench, or all side quests just give loot nowadays, or the very mediocre things. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see though. BO7 side quests have been very disappointing, even compared to Black Ops 6. I agree. Even Black Ops 6 was weak in terms of side quests. And look, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but I feel like people have been gassing them up a bit too much. Like I hear Terminus getting a lot of love, and it's like, it's just quantity though. Like they have a lot of side Easter eggs, yes, but like half of them are literally just the most simple, like you shoot something and you get loot. Like that's not a side quest. That's like a little cute little thing. That's fine. I don't mind those existing, but that's not like what I think of when I think of side quests. When I think of side quests, I think of the God mask. This whole journey you got to go on to get this really overpowered mask. That's what I want. That's what we should be getting, right? Every map should have something like that. And yeah, like you could say, okay, golden armor on the tomb. It took you like 2 seconds to get it. You just need immune injection, and you just do 2 little lockdowns where you just melee the hell out of a couple monsters, and you get golden armor. It's just not exciting. Like, I don't know. If BO8 is modern mechanics, I'm not playing anymore. That's the thing, man. If we go 2 years without zombies and they announce zombies and then I see a single piece of salvage, I think that's gonna be a problem. I'm sorry, it's gonna be a problem. Yeah. For a lot of people. I do hope this is the last game. But here's the thing. I think I don't want them to do something completely new either. I kind of want them to do Just find the best balance between classic, modern, and new stuff. Those three things, classic, modern, new. Mix them. And there you go. Do not try to do this like, okay, I might make a whole video about this because I'm so passionate about this, because I see so many people, and again, I'm not saying you can't say this and you can't want this, but I see so many people when they come to like wanting certain things out of zombies, a lot of times their feedback, instead of being like, oh, it should be this way, it's a lot of times just like, okay, add the option for this, right? And sometimes options are good, but I think there's a certain problem with that where you start to lose the creative vision of the developers when everything's about options. And I feel like Black Ops 7 is kind of like that in some ways where, yeah, there's cool stuff, but it's like a lot of it is like, oh, there's so many different options that you start to lose like, what is the actual creative vision behind this game, right? And I think that Black Ops 8 shouldn't have a million different modes, a million different things. You just nail down a creative vision that you're going for, a balanced vision that kind of takes into account what pretty much everyone wants out of zombies, which is possible. Maybe not literally everyone, but most people. There's a way to do that. And I hope they could do that. And same thing goes for like the HUD and stuff. It's like, it's kind of what I was talking about. Like you have all these HUD options, but there's no creative vision to the HUD. It just exists. You just do whatever the hell you want with it. You can't really go that far with customization, but you know what I mean? There's the different themes. Most of them make to pay for. And then there's all the different things you can turn off and whatever. But like there's no vision there behind the HUD. It just kind of exists and you just kind of mess with it, right? They need an actual vision for that stuff. And that's what I hope they do in the next game. I don't, it's just not just, options. Oh, let players do whatever they want. No. We need a vision here. What do you want the players to do? What do you want the players to experience? And then on the maps itself, they should feel the freedom. You should play a map like, I feel that way when I play a map like Dreisendrach. Like I feel a lot of freedom there. I feel a lot like I have a lot of different choices here. That's what it should feel like. But the actual like process of getting in there, you need to have a vision there. If that makes any sense, let me know. If it doesn't, I don't know. Maybe I'm just yapping. Yeah, relics should be just part of the main mode. Yeah, I agree. Like you don't have to do a whole curse mode for it. You just have the main game be a certain way, and then if you have these relics as additional modifiers to add on to make the game harder and give you rewards, go for it. I don't care. Because yeah, I agree. That's the issue I have, is you have these modes like the starting room mode, but you don't have those mechanics that curse mode has. That's kind of the issue, yeah. They didn't even have cursed survival at first. They weren't probably even going to add it unless we asked for it, I think. I'm pretty sure they only added it because everyone was criticizing. I need a lemon drop. I'm going to end the stream soon, by the way. I think we're going to call it after another like 5 minutes or so. Having a good time. I'm having a good time. Even if the stream didn't turn out the way I hoped. I was hoping for a Modern Warfare 4 tease. But no, I shouldn't have really been expecting it, to be honest. Was worth a shot, though. I would just like a slower paced zombies game comparable to BO1 or BO2 again. I agree. So like, it's funny, what I want out of zombies is so different than multiplayer, because multiplayer I want fast paced all the time. Zombies, I kind of want them to slow shit down a bit. Like, go to like a Resident Evil game. I love the pacing of a Resident Evil game. I'm not saying zombies should be that slow, but like, yeah, like BO1, BO2 slow. Like, yeah, Mob of the Dead, the early rounds of Mob of the Dead are fantastic. The early rounds of Origins, dude, Origins early rounds are fucking a masterpiece. So I would like to see them go back to that. Like, it's still really hard, but it's like slower paced. The way you might die to one zombie in a corner, but like the zombies aren't sprinting at you at 80 miles per hour on round 10. So is there a zombies map that everyone is a high one, but you yourself isn't as high on? Moon. Definitely Moon. I'm not really a big fan of Moon. Yeah, MW3 multiplayer is really good. Sledgehammer cooks when it comes to multiplayer. I think their 2027 multiplayer, it has a high chance of being one of the best in the series. It's going to have 4 years of dev time. 4 years. They're going to cook hard with that. It's going to be their own IP, not Modern Warfare. Oh, I think they're going to do a fantastic job. Assuming Activision doesn't step in and try to change things up or whatever, but you know. How do you balance playing between the different modes in this game? Depends on the time. Like, zombies obviously takes longer. So if I have more free time, I'll play zombies, but multiplayer is like you can do a quick 10-minute match if you don't have much time, so. We need a casual mode that lets us have unique side Easter egg rewards and normal modes, and the casual modes lets you buy them off the modes. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Lets you buy the side quest stuff off the wall. I agree. So, I think... I just ate a lemon drop and it got stuck in my teeth. That's not good. So, I had this idea a while ago. You know Lego games? If you ever play Lego game, you know what I'm talking about. You know free play? Zombies maps should just have that, but like added in later on. Kind of like directed mode, but it's different because it's, you know, added in later, but it's not directed mode, it's just added later. And this mode would, what you're saying, like it would just let you use anything that you want anywhere. You wouldn't get the same rewards and stuff as you would in the other modes, but it would just let you directly earn these things through the box, or not directly earn them, but like get them for free out of the box. Not for free, you know what I mean? You don't have to do a quest for it, right? That way, they could add in all this fun extra stuff, but, you know, casual will still get a chance to try it out in that mode. I agree. Something like that. Even survival, they could just do that. Why not just be like, okay, let's say Ashes of the Damned had a really cool, you know, weapon you can get only from a quest. Survival just puts it in the box. I don't know. Beyond just the one weapon, like maybe something else. I'm probably gonna make a tweet soon, just like giving a bunch of ideas for side quest stuff, just in case Treg sees it. I don't know, because there's so many things they could do that wouldn't even require them making new stuff. I think there's a lot of ideas. If Shiranuma had a side quest, what would you want it to be? If we're talking like the original Shiranuma, or like if Shiranuma existed in the newer games, I mean, I wouldn't mind like a flogger upgrade, because I like the flogger trap, but imagine like you could do an upgrade for it where it lasts longer and maybe also lets you go through it without getting killed. So like obviously the flogger kills you when you go through it, but the upgrade could make it so it's like, I don't know, like has like an ether force field around it or something, so it kind of like just bounces off of you instead, but it still kills the zombies. Maybe the upgrade, you get it from getting a certain amount of kills from zombies, and then maybe you have to insert something into like the mechanism. I don't know. I came up with that at the top of my head, but trap upgrades are fun. I think those are cool, especially on Shiranuma. That's such a big part of the map is the trap. Obviously, the map could also use a Wonderwaff upgrade, but that's, you know, it's a whole other thing. I'd say for mechanics, you can do difficulty system, normal being their new feel, hard being classic restrictions, easy being modern difficulty, add armor. Yeah, as long as there's like reasons to play them like, you know, you can't just be like, okay, let's just throw in these modes. You have to make it so certain things are restricted. So like the casual mode would have to have something restricted in it, like you can't get the same rewards or something, right? There has to be something there, which I do think Curse does a good job with that, because you obviously get the different rewards with the relics. So yeah, I do think Curse does a good job there. I literally guessed that they weren't going to add Curse Survival right as they revealed Curse on your stream. Infinite Warfare Zombies. I like Infinite Warfare Zombies more than BO2 and BO3. I don't think it's crazy to say. I think it's better than BO2. I wouldn't say better than BO3, but they're all great. So I don't get the love for Garad. There's really not a lot to do in that map. I mean, there is a lot of side quests, but I guess the side quests aren't like the craziest ever. I like them. There's the Monkey Bomb upgrade. There's the shield upgrade. There's the Dragon Strike controller upgrade. There's the helmets and the wings you can get. I mean, it's not for everyone. I like the map a lot because I like the Easter egg a lot. I like the, I would say I like the map theme. It's not like one of the best ones, but I like the dragons. The dragon stuff's really cool. The fact that the dragon comes in, blows fire. I like that. I'm a big fan of it, though. Melee weapon time trials is kind of cool. I don't know. I like it. It's not the best we've ever seen, but it's not bad. There has to be a choice. I would have classic mechanics, standard, and modern mechanics pushed into like a classic, like a sandbox mode. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that entirely. But stuff like the modern point system, I think that needs to just go, though. Like, there's certain modern stuff that I wouldn't mind carrying into the new game. Like, okay, if you want like a sandbox mode that gives you like no perk limit or something, like whatever, right? I'm fine with that. But when it comes to like the point system, there is zero reason for them to continue with the modern point system, in my opinion. Just build the game around the classic point system. I think most people prefer that. Even people who don't prefer that, I think they'll still like it if you do it in a specific way. I think what people didn't like about the classic point system, you could easily fix with certain changes. You know, you don't have to go through the modern point system. Infinite Warfare Zombies is great. I agree. Wouldn't MW4 be semi-futuristic since it'll take place after BO2? Since MW and Black Ops are in the same universe? I mean, it might have some semi-futuristic stuff, but it's not going to go like far. I mean, we have stuff in real life that is considered semi-futuristic probably now. Like, they're using some crazy shit in combat nowadays. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think any of it's going to be that far-fetched. They're probably going to try to keep it somewhat realistic when it comes to like its existence in real life, but they might go a little creative with it. I don't know. It's hard to say, though. Do you think BO7 will be the last zombies with modern mechanics? I hope. I really hope. About Ashes having side quests, I was hoping to see a secret jet gun buildable after you do the Easter egg with all the parts in the fog, or the ether bike as a side quest. That would have been incredible. I don't know why they don't do stuff like that, but both of those things wouldn't even have to make a new thing. The jet gun already exists in Liberty Falls, and the ether bike was already there too. Like, you could have just thrown those in. I would have no issue with that. That would be awesome. Good way to reuse assets, you know. I would have loved that, though. Yeah, I agree. Man. Oh well. Is BO7 doing worse than Vanguard? It sold worse than it. That's hard to say. Like, okay, it sold worse than it. We only know that it sold worse than it in a very, I think it was a very specific, let me look it up. I'm gonna look up the very specific statistic. Black Ops 7 worst selling since World of War. That's what I saw. I want to see where that actually came from, though, because there's always like a specific thing to it that makes it not really that big of a deal. Where does it even come from? GameSpot. Okay, so this was in early January, so it could have changed by now. Or no, it was specifically, okay, so it was December's top selling game in the US, but it still finished far below Black Ops 6. The headline says Black Ops 7 had the Call of Duty's worst sales. Actually, we could probably pull this up so you guys can see it. Black Ops 7 had Call of Duty's worst sales year ranking in the US since 2008. Last 2 decades, there have only been a handful of years that have. But according to the domestic sales charts, Black Ops 7 not only failed to repeat its predecessor's success, but fell to number 5 in the US for 2025, which is not that low. December 2025 had, yeah, Black Ops 7 was number 1 best selling in December. Which is still crazy. You're telling me it's that high, yet it still is considered the worst selling since World of War. So it's the worst end of year ranking. So it's not considering anything in 2026 yet. Who knows? Within the last 3 months, maybe it sold enough to be considered higher than that. I don't know. But I don't even see like any specific like sources here. That's the problem. No one adds sources anymore. they just yap. But no, yeah, it probably is. But the thing is, it's like it's still like #1 selling in that month. I don't know. It's I'm sure COD's doing okay. But Vanguard did do better than people thought, though. It didn't have much player retention over time, but in terms of sales, yeah, it still did pretty well. Would you kiss Russman if he asked? Yeah, probably. Probably. The no score streak relics should have had 2 map unique score streaks. Yeah, I thought that would have been pretty cool. I don't really like how they handled that no score streak relic. I was hoping they would at least let you still get score streaks through like TED tasks or whatever. But yeah, they making the map unique would have been nice though too. Did you see the new drone news in Israel created for combat? Literally targets Iranian soldiers. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of just insane shit that exists in real life. So when it comes to being a modern game, it's like, I mean, you know, there's a lot of things that they're probably going to put in there that are technically real. I mean, even like those robot dogs, I don't think those are used in any like specific like instances in combat, but they are still being tested, and like those are in Black Ops 7, you know. They're also in Battlefield 2042. Were they in Battlefield 6? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, Black Ops 6 has a lot of content. The quality's just okay. I mean, multiplayer-wise, I think the quality's really good. Zombies, I can agree. I don't think it's like as far as it should be, but it's still good, I would say. Do you think modern Zombies is relying on nostalgia and are reintroducing old mechanics? Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of nostalgia stuff. I don't know if they're relying on it, but I do get kind of annoyed with some of the nostalgia stuff. Not all of it. Like some of it, like multiplayer, I don't think they're relying on it because it's like they have a lot of good new maps. But when it comes to a map like from Citadel, like they have all the chaos stuff, right? It's not that they're relying on nostalgia. It's like they're using it as a way to hype us up, but like they don't do anything with it. Like if you're gonna do it, do something good with it. You know, there's definitely something interesting you can do with it, but they just don't. You can't even rate COD games compared to BO6. The game was ass, and yet it had the best launch in all of COD. If you remember, I think it was the most sold or played. Not sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's the statistics are so hard to keep up with because there's so, like I said, sometimes they'll be so specific. It's like, all right, I don't know. Like one that always gets me is Outbreak. So people always say that. I always hear people saying that Outbreak from Black Ops Cold War Zombies was like the most played zombies thing ever. And I'm always like, where did people hear that? I don't know. So I looked it up, and it was like the devs said that it was like equally played with the round-based maps when it came out. And I'm like, okay, that's not like I'm not saying developers there's anything wrong with them sharing that information, but in no way, shape, or form are they saying it's one of the most played zombies things ever. They just said it was equally played with round-based after it came out. Of course, people are going to be playing it. It's actually, I think that it goes to show that the round-based maps are still more popular because even when those maps weren't new, it was still being played equally with Outbreak. I don't know. You know, I'm just saying. It wasn't like people kind of misinterpreted that statistic pretty heavily. Can't wait for my premium doors tax sprint 9 lamed maps. Oh, I can't wait for the 9 lane maps too. It's 125 millisecond time to kill. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like so not sure what this COD's gonna be like. I'm telling you, all they gotta do for me, literally all I gotta do. I'm not saying this would fix the game's problems necessarily, but if they just give me one playlist, just one mode, that's all I'm asking, that has slower time to kill, faster movement, maybe looping streaks or something, I'll play the game and be okay with all the other bullshit that's probably going to be there. I could suck it up if you give me those 3 things. That's all I need. And they could easily do that. Honestly, Black Ops 7 should do that. But the other way around with like, you know, slower movement or whatever. It's just for the people who like that. Will you play Zombie Battle with viewers? Yeah, if people are on during the stream, they could jump in. I've seen the new version of Plaza 10 times in the background now. Give me some Subway Surfers gameplay. We're gonna end the stream soon. You know, we didn't get any MW4 stuff, so but I was having fun talking, so I don't know. I just kind of kept it going. BO7 does have a really good map pool. I think it's top 5 best map pools we've ever seen. I think I would go Black Ops 2 is still my favorite. Black Ops 1 is probably second favorite. Black Ops 4 is probably third favorite, although the DLC maps aren't that great. They're not bad, but they're not like great. Cold War is honestly up there for me. I think Cold War is underrated. MW3, obviously, the recent one. And yeah, Black Ops 7's up there, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the OG MW trilogy maps. I know a lot of people are. I don't think they're in the top 5. They're maybe top 10, top 15, but I don't know. They're not for me, a lot of those maps. I think they actually, a lot of them play better in other games. I don't know. Some of them are pretty good, though, but a lot of them aren't. MW2, like, obviously, I love High Rise. I love Terminal, but there's so many stinkers there, too. I think Evasion, Wasteland, I just don't like those maps. I've never thought NP would be more excited than zombies to me, but here we are. Yeah, I have been enjoying multiplayer more than zombies. The last time I enjoyed zombies more than multiplayer was probably Infinite Warfare. Or no, maybe World War II. I mean, I like World War II multiplayer, but I think I like zombies a little bit more. Yeah, BO4 multiplayer I liked more than zombies. Cold War multiplayer I liked more than zombies. MW3 multiplayer I like more than zombies. Vanguard multiplayer I like more than zombies. BO6. No. Sorry, I forgot about BO6. I'm sorry. I like the BO6 zombies more than multiplayer, but that wasn't because BO6 zombies was incredible. That was because BO6 multiplayer was really disappointing. Forgot about that. But yeah, there's not been many times recently where I feel like multiplayer. I'm a big fan of multiplayer. I know I make more zombies content, but I like multiplayer a lot. I'm a big competitive guy. I just like the competitive feel of it. You know, that's why I really want a PvP, like full on PvP mode in zombies. And a lot of people who are like pure zombies fans and don't really touch multiplayer don't ever want to see something like that. But it's like, I think that sort of combination would work so well, be really fun. And like, sure, Grief is a good version of that, but I want them to go even further with it. Like just full on PvP, dude. Fuck it. Why not? High chance MW4 sales will be lower than usual due to PS5 and Series X only. Maybe, but I feel like no way people don't actually have next gen by now. I don't know. What would you do if you were in Maddie's position when he was in Vietnam with the dog? He could have done something else. He could have done something. Is what it is, though. Is what it is. I love how I knew exactly what you were talking about. Hope the new engine is good. Yeah, it's probably just going to be like a newer, modified version of the existing one, but yeah, hopefully it's good. Would love to see Infinity Ward Zombies map and see how it looks. Dude, I know, but like the community would never accept it. And here's the thing, what I don't understand people at all, and this is what I think people need to use their brains a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm being a little mean, but I have to say it. People got to like think a little bit, right? So not talking about you, I'm talking about like people in general. So like I always see people saying they wouldn't want an Infinity Ward Zombies because they don't like Infinity Ward and how they make their multiplayers, right? But how they design multiplayer has little to do with how they would do in a zombies experience. I actually think the way they make campaign and multiplayer would actually work really well for zombies. I think a realistic take on zombies would be kind of interesting. It would be. I would be down for that. Like I'm talking a full on like a horror experience. They would probably actually have a limited HUD. They probably wouldn't have damage point numbers, health bars. They would probably make a pretty interesting zombies mode, honestly. Now I'm not saying I want zombies to be that every single year. I actually like the crazy stuff more than anything, but do I want one game that's a bit different or like that? Yeah, I kind of do. Infinity Ward would actually kill it with that, but I don't think they have an interest in it though. It seems like they have an interest in Spec Ops instead. I don't know. feel like they've done a solid job with the maps, with the guns, and everything else. And the updates have just been I don't know. I'm personally liking most of this multiplayer. There's definitely some issues though. I feel like in BO3, I'm always playing the same 4 or 5 maps over and over. The DLC maps don't show up in rotation, dude. I would love for them to just make DLC free for the older CODs. Like, that would be so fantastic. And I don't think they realize, at least for the games that have supply drops, that would help the games probably make more money. Because if they did that, if they made the DLC free, I would be more likely to play it more often. And if I'm more likely to play it more often, I'm more likely to spend money on supply drops. I'm not even kidding. If they made the DLC free in Black Ops 3, so I could hop on BO3 and get a lot of lobbies on the multiplayer of the DLC maps, I would spend money on supply drops again, because why the hell not? I still don't have the MSMC in that game. I would pay for more supply drops. You hear that? You hear that, Activision? You hear that, Microsoft? I will buy $100 worth of supply drops if you make the DLC free in BO3. Just saying. Yeah, BO4 feels great. Which game would you want the zombies maps to be faithfully remastered? Faithfully remastered. So we're talking same mechanics, same everything. I don't know if I need that, to be honest, because I feel like the map's already, like, if I like the map, I'm already, you know what I mean? I'm already gonna, it plays, most zombies maps play fine. Like, we're not in a position like with Resident Evil where, like, not to, you know, I haven't played those old Resident Evil games. I've only played like 2 of them at this point, but I know that the older ones are considered outdated for a lot of people. Like, that's different, where like the mechanics are so older that like it makes sense to bring them into a new age. Whereas like with zombies, like, I can go back and play World of War just fine, and it feels just fine. Like, I don't need those faithfully remastered. But if they were gonna do it, maybe Infinite Warfare. Oddly enough, that might be a weird choice, but the reason I say that is because Infinite Warfare, I feel like, could use a graphical upgrade. The game looks fine, but I do think it didn't look as crisp as it could. Especially like Attack of the Radioactive Thing. That map looks kind of iffy. That could use some graphical upgrades. The AI and the zombies and stuff could use some changes. So I actually might go Infinite Warfare. It's a weird answer, but I don't know. Like, World of War maps have already been remastered in like Black Ops 1. And I would say those are mostly faithful remasters. Different guns, but it's mostly faithful. I don't know. Would love Infinity Ward to go more horror. I have a document full of ideas, but I'll tell you this. I think it would be really cool if they did something that was a lot slower paced, more about resource management than anything. And like, I would eat that shit up. Like, here's a map example, right? Imagine the hotel from The Shining, kind of like that. Not exactly, but like something like that. And imagine the map is like this team gets sent there to like investigate something. I don't know, maybe there's something going on. They get in there and it's just like a hotel at first. It's just like a snowy hotel in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of creepy, eerie. And they start figuring out there's some weird shit going on. There's like experiments going on there, some ritual stuff, some like satanic stuff. I don't know, whatever you can think of. But they discover all that stuff either like beneath the hotel, within the hotel, whatever. And it's just this giant hotel, kind of like The Shining. Dude, Infinity Ward would kill it with something like that. They would. Come on. Because like Treyarch are not doing stuff like that. As much as I love them, what they do, like, you can't take the Black Ops 7 mechanics and pull off a map like that. Because it's just, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be immersed into that environment and that story when I see salvage dropping out of a zombie's ass. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not happening. So, you know. Yeah, one survival map, that's definitely a surprise. I don't know why they're not doing more survival maps than that. One survival map's crazy. I feel like they should have at least 2 per season. Like, you could have done Nuketown. I don't know. I worry about the direction of zombies since Treyarch said Astra Malorum is one of the best maps, and yet the map is just set on a floating rock and it's too small of a map. I mean, they like to hype up the maps, so I don't know. Like, they did say that. They did say it's like one of the ones they're most excited for, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. BO3 remastered. Hell yeah. Bring back supply drops, but make it so you can rarely get them for free. Also make them only give stuff in the armor you haven't unlocked in old battle pass content and bundles. Dude, that would be incredible. Incredible. But people would be freaking out, so I don't think they'll do it. But yeah, no, that would be great. Like every now and then you get a little loot box, and yeah, it just gives you shit that's already in the store. Would be cool. Yeah, the multiplayers need remasters more than zombies, 100%. World of War needs it. I would love Black Ops 1 remastered, MW2, like all those old games would really benefit. Salvage should be part of the zombies corpse instead of a drop. That'd be interesting. I don't think salvage should exist at all, though, to be honest. It's just such a redundant system. Like, you have a currency system in the game with the essence, the points. You don't need salvage as well, right? What you could do, though, is if you want another currency system, make it map unique and make it connect to something you have to do on the map. Don't have it be the same thing as, okay, you kill zombies and then you just get it out of the zombie. That's so boring, right? Look what Spaceland did. Tickets. Part of the whole ticket system. You play arcade games, you do challenges, you get tickets. That is unique, fits the map. That's how you do a second currency system. Salvage is not a good second currency system. It's just kind of, it just feels boring, and it's not immersive either, because it's again, salvage coming out of the butt. I don't know, it's not interesting. At least with zombies in Spaceland or Infinite Warfare as a whole, they had the zombies drop items, but they drop out of a backpack. So they drop on the floor and then you pick it up. Like, it's a little more immersive because of that, you know. Would you never play zombies if it meant we got prime BO3 zombies again for the rest of us? I'm too selfish for that. I'm sorry. I'm too selfish for that. I'll tell you this. Here's the caveat to that. If I was the one making the zombies maps, like I was in the studio making it, but I could never play it, I would do it. Then I would be okay with it. But if I can't even be involved in it, like I'm not even like part of it, I can't even play it, like, nah, I'm too selfish for that. I'm sorry. I'm way too selfish. We all gotta suffer together. How about that? Not saying it should exist, but say that half salvage drop rate relic should also make so salvage drops are invisible and connected to the corpse of the zombies. Yeah, oh yeah, no, I kind of agree. I mean, it has to be visible, but I guess, like you said, like connected to something like on the zombie, so it's more immersive in that way. Why do you have a problem when zombies takes a break? I feel like we are fatigued enough when we have a new zombie mode. I'll answer that. That's a good question. So two answers I have. I think I'm not necessarily against zombies taking a break necessarily. Depends how long that break is. A year I could stomach. That's okay, whatever. Like a year would be fine. 2 years, that's too much, because we don't take breaks like that for like most. How many franchises out there take breaks that long? Even Resident Evil, they're pumping out a new game per year apparently. Like that, you know, I mean, I guess a lot of them are remakes, but they're still doing like about a game a year. Call of Duty has a game a year. Right. So like, it's not that I have a problem with a break. It's just like, if we go too long, like 2 full years with no zombies content, I don't think people actually realize how bad that would be for the zombies community. Yeah, it will be very excited when Black Ops 8 comes out. But dude, a lot of people are just going to be like out of the franchise by then, because no zombies for 2. We've never gone that long without zombies. That's insane. So I don't think they should do that. But here's my issue, right? Is that Call of Duty games are going to be releasing anyways. You know, even if they take a break, they're still releasing a new game every year. So what's going to happen to the games that don't have zombies? Are they going to replace it with something that's as good as zombies? In my opinion, they've only done that once, and that's with Extinction. Extinction was the only year I felt like they had a replacement for zombies that felt like a replacement. I don't like Extinction as much as zombies, obviously, but it was at least within the same realm of like, okay, this is some supernatural crazy stuff. That works. But in my opinion, Spec Ops has never lived up to zombies. Now, DMZ was very big. Like, there was a lot to it. I didn't play it a lot. I know a lot of people who did. But I don't really consider that like it's more of a Warzone mode. At least DMZ was, right? I guess nowadays with like Endgame, it's kind of more PvE. But dude, DMZ, you can kill each other in it. Like, there was no PvE only mode. That's to me more of a Warzone mode. So I really didn't consider that a replacement for zombies either. I felt like raids in MW2 are more of a replacement for zombies, but I don't think that's a good replacement. So, you know, if you want to have Spec Ops, sure, but like I think they need a zombies thing or something similar to that on top of it. But again, could I go 1 year without it? Sure, but I'm going to hold it against the game. Like, there's no way a game without some sort of unique third mode is going to be in my top 5 or even top 10. Even if it had like one of the best multiplayers, it's going to be held back a lot if you don't have a somewhat interesting third mode to me. So, yeah, that's the way I see that. I just don't see the point too. Like, I don't think the whole fatigue, I don't think fatigue is a real thing. I want to be honest. I don't think zombies fatigue is a real thing. What the fatigue is, it's people not liking the content. If you don't like it, you're going to feel fatigued. But that's not the issue with it there being too much. That's the issue with you just don't like what's being given to you. James Gunn said that about comic book movies. A lot of people use the word comic book movie fatigue. People saying there's too many comic book movies, too many comic book movies. The issue isn't that there's too many of them. The issue is you don't like the ones that are coming out. That's what James Gunn said, and he is so right about that. That is the issue. They can release 10 new movies a year that are themed around superheroes. If they're good, you're going to like them and you're going to eat them up, right? Now, is it true that going without something could lead to you being more hyped for it later on? Yes. But dude, that's artificial hype, man. That's artificial hype. That is not what they should be doing. That is the opposite of what we should want out of the developers. We do not want them to artificially create hype by taking away content just to give it to us 3 years later. That's the exact opposite of what we should be asking for, you know? So that's the way I see it. But at the same time, I don't want Treyarch to be forced to make zombies for other studios. Never would I ever recommend that. If they can't make their own zombies, then I guess we're just going to have to deal with no zombies. But I do not. The worst case scenario would be Treyarch pulling out some like Vanguard zombies for the other studios. Like, no, we don't want that. That's different. But yeah, no, I don't think zombies fatigue is a real thing. And honestly, if it is, I don't get it, because it's like, just don't play it. Like, I'm not really talking about you. I'm just in general. Like, I've seen people say that, but I'm like, you could easily skip a year though. Like, just because it exists doesn't mean you have to play it. You know, like, especially if it's a different story. Like, let's say it's completely disconnected from the Dark Ether stuff. You don't have no reason to have to play it. You know, you could just kind of take a year off, and then maybe you could play it later on, a couple years later. A lot of people did that with Infinite Warfare and World War II, and I thought that was fine. Like, people try to act like those modes like ruin zombies. I'm like, I can't see a world where those ruined anything, because it's like people were gonna either play or not play them regardless. If they didn't exist, and let's say Spec Ops existed instead, you weren't gonna play that anyways. So let's be honest. Like, I don't think that mode existing really had a negative effect on the franchise. They just didn't. And people were still thrilled and really excited for Black Ops 4 zombies, regardless of those games existing. So I don't know. That's just my take. You went 8 years without zombies, you can live for 2 years without it. Yeah, basically went 8 years without it. I think that's another reason. It's just like zombies hasn't been good enough. Like, if Black Ops 7 was like as good as BO3, I probably wouldn't feel the need to have more zombies. You know what I mean? But also another reason I feel this way is I want unique takes on zombies. I think that's actually the most important thing. It's not even just like I need more zombies. It's I need unique takes on it. I don't want the same, you know, only Treyarch vision every 3 years. I think that sounds kind of boring. Like, look at multiplayer, right? Multiplayer has a lot of different fans that like a lot of different things. And we're getting different modes from different studios that are going to feel kind of different. Not different enough, honestly, but they are going to feel relatively different. I'm sure Modern Warfare 4 is going to be a lot slower. And there's people who like that. I don't like that, but people like that, right? That is able to exist because there's different studios making different multiplayers. Imagine we only had Infinity Ward making multiplayer. A lot of us just wouldn't even play the game. So that would be an issue. So like, what if you don't really like Treyarch's style? Wouldn't it be nice to have other styles? And I think the zombies community is big enough at this point that a lot of us want different things. I mean, we talk about classic versus modern zombies all the time. You know how fantastic that would be? Like, I've been saying they should find a middle ground, but honestly, I'd be fine with them just doing it like this, where Sledgehammer makes a zombies mode and it's more classic, and then Treyarch continues their modern stuff. That'd be fine with me too. I would be on board with that. No problem. But I don't know. Are they going to do that? No clue. It's only a 1-year break. We are in 2026. We have Zombies, Black Ops, Zombies in 2027. 2028 we'll have Zombies. The Sledgehammer is coming out in 2027. So here's the thing, though. I still think Sledgehammer's 2027 game will have Zombies. The leaks and the rumors say that they don't. That rumor came from the Ghost of Hope, and he has gotten wrong before. So I'm hoping he was just wrong, or maybe at the time he gave that leak, maybe it was just, you know, they haven't started working on Zombies yet. Maybe they are going to do Zombies, because honestly, Zombies, usually I heard it's made in under like a year and a half. They don't start working on it right away. I'm pretty sure Black Ops 3 Zombies wasn't in progress until like pretty far in development. So they could start working on Zombies for COD 2027 like right now, and they could get it done in time. So it could happen. I hope it exists. I would love to see Sledgehammer do that. Assuming there's people there who are interested in it. I'm hoping that's a thing, though. We'll see, though. We'll see. There's a lot of possibilities with that. They're already going to use DMZ as the third mode for MW4, so we're not even going to get any sort of smaller base experience, which is a shame. There's just nothing. And, you know, the thing that pisses me off about that more than anything is Treyarch literally showed with Black Ops 7 that you can do DMZ with Endgame and also have Zombies on top of it. Now, to be fair, the campaign sucked and basically was you know, a shining example of a part of the game that got hit the most. But, you know, I think that the Infinity Ward had 4 years to make this game. They probably could have done Zombies as well, but whatever. Oh, well. Yeah, I said I was going to end the stream a while ago, but I'm having fun, so I don't know. Yeah, no, Treyarch definitely should not work on the other studios' games. I agree. But I still think the other studios could make their own Zombies. Do you think the excuse that BO7 was really the game Treyarch put more time into than BO6 and BO6 was filler, is that point valid? I mean, I think they did put more time into BO7, but I don't think it was like on purpose necessarily. It's just kind of like what happened. Like maybe they got to a certain point in development for BO6 and they realized like maybe BO7, like they just have more ideas there, or maybe they thought it'd be better to end on a stronger note rather than starting on a strong note and then having their second game be weaker. Maybe. You do Q&A streams for your movie channel. Can you do them for this one? I mean, I kind of feel like every stream is like this though. Sometimes I just take longer to answer them because I'm like in the middle of a game, but I feel like I usually answer questions during a game anyways. But yeah, maybe that would be interesting. I talk too fast though. I've noticed that. I'm like such a speed talker. I think the only way BO7 could be my favorite Zombies mode, I feel like that's very unlikely for me personally. The last 3 maps would have to all be S tier. Like, I'm not kidding. Everyone would have to be S tier. And they would have to add relics that significantly change the core mechanics, like changing the zombie AI, armor, rarities. If they do that, it could possibly be my favorite, but I don't think they're going to do that. So I don't know. But I'm glad it could be for you though. That's cool. No Zombies in 2027. Oh, you were saying, okay, but that's still 2 years though. Like you're talking about years, but you got to remember we're going to have a map in DLC 4 is going to come out September 2026, and then assuming we don't get Zombies for the next 2 games, the next map will be late 2028. So that's 2 years. So sure, it's just 1 full year with no Zombies. But if you add up the 11 months of 2028 and the 1 month of 2026, that adds up to 2 years. So it is 2 years technically. I know what you're trying to say, but that's still 2 full years with Zombies, which, yeah, it's crazy to say. We've never gone that long without new Zombies, though. We have never. A lot of people would not think that, but we literally haven't. The longest we have gone without Zombies before was, I think it was BO2 to Advanced Warfare. Yeah, because BO2 came out with their last map in August 2013. Advanced Warfare came out with their first map in January of 2015. So it was about a year and a couple months. We've never gone longer than that before, which is crazy though. It is. Zombies is a staple to this franchise. People act like it's not, but dude, it is such a staple. It literally only hasn't been in 2 CODs in the past like 11 years. You know what I mean? So what do you think about DMZ? Yeah, it was fine. I don't think it's a good replacement for zombies, but it was fine. I think the dev talk is going to drop tomorrow. I hope it drops today, but I think it's more likely going to drop tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate that comment about the best streamer. Thank you. S tier of content creators. I don't know about all that, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thought on doing essay style vids. I mean, I don't like doing like fully scripted vids because they feel less like, I like kind of just talking. Like I have bullet points, obviously. I don't just go off the cuff for videos, but yeah, I'm curious about it. But like I would like to do like bigger map review type videos, which I haven't done in a while, to be honest. Like we go a little more in depth on the maps. Definitely open to doing that. That might be something I do during MW4's life cycle, since there's no new maps that year. It's just going to be, you know, I'm still going to post a lot of multiplayer stuff. I should post more multiplayer content because although this channel is mostly zombies recently, I do like multiplayer equally. So I should post more of that. Why should other studios make zombies modes when the community wrote off because it wasn't Treyarch? Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before, but like I think regardless of what the community might feel, they have to just let the developers cook, because you're right that people might write it off, but if it's good enough, they'll play it. Hopefully. And that happened with Infinite Warfare Zombies, although it took fucking years for people to finally appreciate it. But yeah, people did eventually appreciate it. So I think if you make a new zombies mode, you market it right, you could get people into it. Just make it good. Make it good. Make it fun. And regardless of who makes it, I think people might still try it out, especially if it's part of a game that's popular. That's the most important thing that people forget about too. Zombies is not the only part of a COD. It is a third of a game, and so it's kind of dependent on the rest of the game. How good the campaign and multiplayer is important, right? So like Infinite Warfare, the only non-Treyarch zombies we've gotten have been in CODs that haven't been that popular. World War II was a little more popular than Infinite Warfare, but even then it wasn't popular enough. But imagine you put zombies in a really popular game like Modern Warfare 2019. Imagine that had zombies. You can't convince me that it wouldn't be really popular as well. That zombies would definitely be really popular. It really just depends, you know. If it's good, obviously, it helps it even more. No other YouTuber would sit here talking for an hour and a half, I guess. But I'm also, I did say I was going to end the stream a while ago. I'm just addicted to the conversation. I did say I was going to end this an hour ago. My throat is starting to hurt though. I don't got any water left, so that is going to have to make me end it soon though, because I'm going to lose my voice. They should add a relic that each round goes up by 5. That would be kind of insane. It would have to like not count for leaderboards though, because then you could just get to a really high round too easily, but that'd be pretty crazy. I feel like it may not be possible for other studios to make zombies since they want every COD to feel similar, which applies to zombies, and Treyarch have built the current mechanics and systems. I mean, they just shouldn't do that though. Like they shouldn't want the CODs to feel like that, you know what I mean? Like I always hated their reason for not putting zombies in Modern Warfare 2019. They said they want zombies to have like they want Modern Warfare to have like its own feel across the whole game. But that's just not what people like about COD though. Like what people like about COD is that they can go to one mode and feel like a completely different experience. People want that. They don't want to go to Spec Ops and then be like, oh, it just feels like multiplayer. Like, why would anybody want that? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. The whole point of the modes is to feel different, to have their own feel, right? I don't know. What do you think about them doing year 2 content for BO7 where they add a bunch of relics to every map, and if they do add the BO6 maps, give them relics too? So I don't really know if I want Treyarch to be doing too much, because then that cuts into their development for Black Ops 8. And I want that next COD to be like the best zombies they can ever make, right? So maybe they shouldn't go too far with year 2 content, but I wouldn't mind a little stuff. And like you said, the BO6 maps carrying forward, that probably wouldn't take that long. So they could definitely do that. And adding relics to them, yeah, sure, I would like that. But as long as it doesn't take too long for them to make, because I don't want them to take away development on the next game. What's up, Nocturnal? How you doing? Did MW4 get announced? Nope. Unfortunately, it did not. Did not even get a tease. I thought we were at least going to get like some sort of like Game Pass related COD announcement for something, but no, nothing. How's your March Madness bracket? Kind of cooked. It's not that bad. I have Arizona winning, but it's not terrible, but we'll see. Feels so weird to think my favorite Z House member Chucky works for Mr. Beast. Oh yeah, that is pretty cool that he is doing that. I want COD to go back to weird yearly entries completely different from each other. That's what I'm saying. Dude, I would love like a space themed game again, or even go crazy with it. Like they couldn't put me in charge of COD because I would be doing some weird shit. If a medieval game, right? Medieval, like we're talking like swords and knights and kingdoms, but people from the future time travel to the medieval times to conquer medieval lands for whatever reason. I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna go in depth with this idea, but they conquer these medieval kingdoms. So you got like futuristic guns in medieval times, and that's what the whole game's theme is. So like the multiplayer has like medieval maps, like castles and kingdoms and farmlands, like the types of shit you would see in like Game of Thrones, but with like futuristic guns on it. So it has like this unique theme to it. I would eat that shit up all day long. And I could think like the campaign would be like you're playing as a knight in those medieval times, and the whole campaign is you learning how to use a gun. So like as you're using the gun, it's kind of like you're kind of a lot of recoil and it's hard to use and stuff, but you get better with it as the campaign goes along. You learn how to use it. You train your fellow knights or whatever how to use guns. Like imagine knights with guns. Oh my, hire me, Call of Duty. But the problem is people would turn it down though. They'd be like, oh, this isn't Call of Duty. This doesn't look like people would say that bullshit and ruin it. But come on, would that not be sick? Like, yes, obviously COD should be doing their modern games as well. They should be doing like games that fit more with what COD was originally. But dude, you need different themes and atmospheres and settings in your games. You can't do the same shit for 20 plus years. There's a new game every year. You cannot do the same shit. I feel the same way about every single franchise I'm a fan of. You cannot do the same shit ever. You have to do something different. Should the mechanics stay similar? Yeah, obviously keep it 6v6, keep it, your creative class systems. Like that stuff shouldn't change. But like, dude, the themes, the settings, why not? Do some crazy shit. There's like a 10-minute delay on stream. It's not a delay. I'm just reading the old chat because because I can't catch up. I can't like read every single new message as they come along because it takes time to read them, and I like to read as many as I can. So I'm reading the older ones. Trust me, it's not a delay like the stream is delayed. It's just I'm just reading the old ones, Like I could see the new comments too. Trust me, they're there. I'm waiting to read them because we're reading the top ones first. You're not the only person who says that though, so don't feel like you're everyone always says I'm behind on stream. But it's like no, I'm just the stream isn't delayed, it's just I'm delayed, like I don't know. I want the season 4 roadmap to say Terminus returning. They could do that too, like as the seasons go along during the launches of them, since the new maps come out during the Reloaded updates. You could also start doing that, start throwing in the maps little by little. I don't know. I think it's more budget than time. They made BO3, worked on Zombies Chronicles, made BO4 zombies with 4 maps at launch. Yeah, but a lot of BO4 was kind of broken at launch though, and I think that was because of all that shit they were doing. BO4 was great though. Like you're right, that shit was full of content. I guess they didn't make a campaign though, so there's that. I guess they tried to make one. But yeah, no. But the thing is, time is money though. Like I know it's more budget than time, but time is money. So like they're all kind of related. But yeah, kind of. We need a COD with only muskets. They could easily come up with medieval guns. Oh, so you're saying like guns that just always exist, like an alternate timeline where guns just always existed in medieval times? I mean, you could do that too, but I kind of like the futuristic guns idea too. Either way, I would think it'd be interesting. Complaining about Treyarch not doing enough, but he's not reading our comments as soon as we send them. Expert the hypocrite. My bad, my bad. You know what's funny though? Like when it comes to reused assets, I've noticed I do reuse assets sometimes in my videos though. Because like I've reused a lot of gameplay clips. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. There's a lot of gameplay clips I've reused because I'm like, okay, I can't get new gameplay footage for this boss fight every single time I want to talk about it in a video. So I just have boss fight footage saved for each map. And if I want to talk about that boss fight, you're going to see the same gameplay footage you probably already seen before from that boss fight. So technically, I reuse assets all the time. You know? All right, I really got to get going. I really appreciate all the comments, though. I think this was a fun stream, but I do have to get going. No MW4 reveal, but whatever. We had fun. It was a good talk, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, next stream probably not going to be. Either it's going to be the new season reloaded update, or not reloaded. You know what I mean? The launch, or it's going to be, you know, Endgame. We might play Endgame finally. It's been a while since since the game came out, but I want to finally get into it. So I might do that soon. And then for videos, I have a couple of videos I'm working on right now. I have a ranking of every like Call of Duty Battle Royale map. So like all the Blackout maps, all the Warzone maps, Avalon, all that shit. So that'll be a video coming out soon. So if you're interested in Warzone stuff like that, then yeah, that'll be a video for you. I don't know how well it's going to do though, because like I said, my channel's more zombie centric recently, so I feel like it's not going to get that many views, but it's worth doing the video. You never know. It's fun to do anyways. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching, and peace out.